Good morning, Year 4. So today we're going to be having a look at equivalent fractions again, just because I think some of us struggled with it a little bit yesterday, especially in school. It can be a little bit tricky, so we just want to make sure that we've all got it before we move on. So quick vocab check. We have got the numerator, which is the top part of the fraction, the top number, and that is how many equal parts that we are talking about. So it's usually the ones that are coloured in within that fraction. The denominator is the bottom number, and that's how many equal parts there are all together. Equivalent means the same as, and we've got multiply and divide, which is going to be useful because we're going to be having to use those to help us work out the equivalent fractions. Okay, so I've got this slide on here because it's got a fraction wall, which should help you when it comes to different questions. If we're not quite sure, you can use this to check. So the question's asking, or it's telling us that the wall shows us that 1/3 is equivalent to 2/6. So what we're going to do is we're going to go across and we're going to have a look. So 1/3, and I'm going to go down where the line is to the 6th column, and it is equal, as I can see, to 2/6. It says what other fraction on the wall is equivalent to 1/3. So if I go back to 1/3 again and follow it down straight as I can, to the 9th row, it says there's 1, 2, 3 ninths. So what other fraction on the wall is equivalent to 1/3 would be 3 ninths. And then question B says, Max says that 3/4 is equivalent to 4/6. So let's have a look. We've got 3/4, so I've got 1, 2, 3, and I need to go down to the 6th. And as you can see, it's only halfway between one of the sections, which means that's not an equal part. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4 and a half. So that would be incorrect, as they're not equal parts. Okay, so on this question it's asking us if this is true or false. So it's saying that a half is equal to 2/8. It's going to give you 10 seconds to have a quick look, because that one shouldn't take us too long. Okay, so we've got 1/2, so looking at the numerator, it's talking about one piece of the whole. And it's asking us if it is the same as 2/8. Well, if I was to colour both those in, I can see there's actually 4/8 that is equal to. So the equivalent fraction for 1/2 would actually be 4/8. So you know that it's false, because 1/2 would actually be equal to or equivalent to 4/8. Okay, on this slide we have got a few questions for you to do. What we're actually going to do is we're going to do these together, just so you can see how I would work them out. So first of all, you need to see what's happening with the numbers that you've actually got. So what have you times by 1 to get to 3? What have you multiplied by 1 to get to 3? 3. Whatever you do to the numerator, you do to the denominator. So 6 times 3 is 18. And on this question, we've got 15 down to 3. So it's obviously a divide, because the numbers are getting smaller. So what have we divided by from 15 to get 3? Divided by 5. And what is 5 divided by 5? We know that that is 1. Okay, so I'm just going to give you 30 seconds to just do the next two questions. You need to try and see the patterns, or where you think they all go into the same multiplication. So on the next one, we've got 3. We've divided it by something to get to 1. What divides by 3 to get to 1? 3 divided by 3 is 1. 21 divided by 3 is 7. Okay, and on this one, I've left it for you, left both of the spaces, the numerator and the denominator, clear for you to write an answer in there. Now we know that both of these numbers are in the 7 times table, so we can put it into its simplest form if we divide by 7. Divide by 7 again is 5. Now, as a little challenge after these questions, I would like you to write as many equivalent fractions as you can for 1/6. You can do that before you start your worksheets. There are the answers again, but we've done them all together. Okay, now it's time for you to have a go. As you can see, that's your first worksheet that you can see on the screen. Use the fraction wall that is on the previous slide if you need to. If you don't, excellent. Use your multiplication facts. Then we have some more questions, which you will have to use your multiplications and division for that. And then we have a few challenges as well for you. So we've got one there. So when you do these questions, I'd really like you to explain your answer. So don't just give me a yes or a no or true or false. I want you to tell me why you got that answer or how you got that answer. And then we've got another challenge question after that. And again, when it says who is correct, I don't just want you to tell me the name of the person who's correct. It says convince me, which means I really want you to explain why you think that and give me evidence. So if you need to give me 1 or 2 or 3 examples of why that is correct, show it to me, please.